Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, April 24th, 2020. This is the number six Florida Man Friday in Corona lockdown. For me, 6 is not an unlucky number. Rocking the old jersey tonight, so I've got a 77 too for next week if we make it to week 7.
What Will's trying to say for those of you guys listening at home and not watching the YouTube is he's rocking his badass number 66 Will Smith high school jersey.
Old homecoming jersey.
Oh, my God. He would crush in that thing.
Bringing Jersey Week back. Started off lockdown with a Jersey Week of all other jerseys. Now got more jerseys I'm bringing back for the next week. So subscribe
for you guys that didn't go to Herndon High School, Will left nothing on the field.
Will can still fit in his jerseys. I cannot.
Correct. I left it all out there. It's amazing I could get pads under this thing too at one point.
I avoided the whole mess. Didn't even get a jersey. See.
Yeah.
Saved yourself my embarrassment.
Avoided all those activities in general.
Golf doesn't have jerseys, so I don't have any jerseys.
No, it's a polo.
Yeah. I still wish I had a polo. Maybe I'll hang a polo up behind me.
Maybe we can make you one.
No, golf came with servants.
Yeah, so Jersey Week is back. What's happening with the boat race video? That's about the time of last Jersey Week.
Oh,
so
well,
we
do cover that in a voicemail, so we need to get that out. Who's
okay?
That? Yeah, we need to get that out.
We're getting that out tomorrow, Saturday. So if you're listening to this,
by Monday. By Monday.
Just say by Monday.
By Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Just
we're getting it out.
We got to get it out.
We're getting it out this weekend.
Yeah.
Or I'm just going to release the original.
Just release the full thing. Yeah.
I'm just going to release the full thing if we don't edit it by Sunday night.
I agree.
All right. We've got insane stories from all over the Sunshine State and beyond, possibly. I don't know. We'll find out soon. Wes, get us going.
All right, guys. This one comes from Mark's Hard Work and Reddit. Thank you, Mark. I'm guessing this one is actually from Florida.
I put all Florida stories. I did put one non-Florida story in for you, Wes, because I'm an open-minded guy. I'm a team player.
All right. So, guys, some people just aren't morning people. They aren't meant to be woken earlier than their body tells them, especially not before 1 p.m. Pat, you want to explain what this is like?
Yeah, it's a burden. It's a curse. My best ideas come to me at night when no one else is awake.
Wes is coming out swinging at the beginning of this episode with haymakers.
Well, yeah, a little backstory. We're recording this one a little earlier than normal. Not a nighttime recording like usual.
Wes is taking shots at me. He's taking shots at Pat.
Those aren't shots. That's just jovial banter. Yeah. Anyway, I'm kidding. Even if you wake them up for something nice, like a blowjob or breakfast, they would still rather sleep, and sometimes they turn to violence to demonstrate their frustration at the person who woke them up out of their 12th hour of sleep, as is the case of one Florida man, 62-year-old Clay Walters, who was so upset that his 69-year-old roommate woke him up for breakfast. What happened is the guy knocked on his door. Clay walked out and threw him on the ground and basically just tried to beat him up. He was that upset.
69 years old, huh?
Yeah, Wes, there's something wrong.
Breakfast is ready.
Are you sure you got this? You got the facts right on this one? You said 69-year-old roommate.
Yes.
I mean, these old guys, I was thinking that the same thing, Pat, but then it made sense to me because the older you get, and you're probably pretty crotchety by then, 69, and somebody's knocking on your door for breakfast, you're not having that.
Right.
Well, that's why you shouldn't have a roommate at 69 unless that roommate's in a nursing home, and that's acceptable.
There it is.
Well, what's funny about that, Pat, is that there was actually 3 of them living in there. One of the roommates didn't wake up. He just stayed in bed. He heard the altercation, but was just like, I'm not getting out of bed for this.
How's the 3 69-year-old losers?
The geriatrics, yeah.
This is a movie waiting to be written. It's also a halfway house.
It's definitely a halfway house.
Oh, is it a halfway house?
It has to be. It has to be.
It's got to be.
It has to be recovering addicts.
Retract the losers thing.
Yeah.
I thought it was like by choice.
Previous losers.
3 buddies who are still down on their luck in an apartment in 69.
It's if we combine our government assistance checks, then we can live together, and that's probably what the situation is. So police were called. Yep, police were called, and after some intelligent discussion, it was determined that Walters is not an early person and was arrested and charged with aggravated battery on a person of 65 or older. And like I said,
that's not fair because that is a modifier in Florida where you can't assault old people. But we've gone over this before. If you are an old person, you shouldn't be able to be charged with that shit.
But what if you're an old person that's lived your whole life like you're 19?
That's not how that works, Pat. That's like saying a 10-year-old should be able to fuck another 10-year-old because they're a 10-year-old. That's not how that works.
If it's consensual, who am I to stop them? You know
The law says you can't do that.
It's pretty different, Mark. It's pretty different
really.
than 10-year-olds fucking.
No, that's why they have these age things.
Yeah. But guys, to be fair and to tell the full story, Walters was not awoken at 5 a.m. For breakfast.
What the fuck?
So, yeah, but that's what time you eat breakfast when you're over 65, right? Breakfast is at 5 to 6, lunch at 10, dinner at 4 or 5. Standard practice.
I mean,
No.
an apartment of 3 60-plus-year-old men has got to be a confusing place to live.
Yeah, no wonder why the third guy slept. It was 5 a.m.
The sun wasn't
You don't
up
know
yet.
what these other guys. I mean, you're at that age. You're getting random Craigslist roommates. Still, you don't know what is going on with these other people.
Yeah.
You yourself have tons of skeletons. If you're one of the three, you can't even imagine the number.
Imagine how
of skeletons
confusing the cookware situation is in the kitchen. You have three guys in their 60s who've been accumulating pots and pans and random plates for all those years, all coming together in one kitchen. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's a lot of paper plates.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big time. Paper plates. A lot of disposable goods in general.
I love paper plates. I feel
Sauce
bad about
Me
packets.
too.
I feel
love
bad
paper
about
plates.
serving my son every meal on a paper plate, but you get over that when you don't have to do the dishes. So, I mean, I don't know. If someone woke me up at 5 a.m. for breakfast, depending on what it was, I'd get up, eat breakfast, and go back to sleep. No
I
big
mean, all
deal.
he did was throw him on the ground, right?
Yeah, he threw him on the ground. He had some like scratches on his arms and stuff. He admitted to like flipping the guy's hat off. So he's wearing a hat at 5 in the morning, and he flipped his hat off.
Totally inbounds.
Yeah,
totally.
but he doesn't admit to throwing him on the ground. And of course,
He was rocking a hat at 5 in the morning.
Yeah, that's the first thing he does when he gets up. He puts his hat on. Probably.
Put on his Whomping hat.
Yeah.
These guys probably all look like Jeff Lowe from Tiger King. You know?
Yeah, it's absolutely a ball cap, not like a bowler or like a scally cap. It's a ball cap he was wearing.
Yeah. So
My guess is it had some sort of branch of the military on it, and then he just puts it on and whoops ass.
could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Puts his
Or
hat
war
on
that he
right
was
before
in.
he kicks
That was like
his ass.
that was like his Navy hat, or like he just puts it on and just pounds
my ass kicking hat.
From those 4 months before he got kicked out of the Navy.
Right, I'm gonna scramble your eggs, buddy.
Says old and cranky on it. So
It's like when I tell people I'm an LSU alumni.
The 45th.
yeah.
I was in the Navy.
Yeah. But that's the extent of that story, guys. Just a couple of old cranky men fighting over breakfast.
Nice. And that was from Florida or another state.
I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
Okay.
Oh, what? Hold on.
There's been some discourse in the group, guys.
For people just tuning in, Wes is really pushing for this non-Florida story thing on Florida Man Friday. So we'll get to the bottom
So
of it.
we get to learn later where that's from.
Yep.
I like to call this big idea Wes.
Yeah.
Yep.
He comes around about once a week with a big idea.
Yeah. He wants to ruin the branding of Florida Man Friday.
You guys are gonna like it in the end.
Yeah.
An innovative approach. Huh?
This will last 2 weeks tops.
You're already intrigued.
I do want to hear more.
Yeah.
I do want to hear more. All right, but first, let's take it over to the state capital of Tallahassee for a Ron DeSantis. Is that his first name? It just seems like a Ron. Strikes me as a Ron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron DeSantis.
Is
Yeah.
that- or is
Something DeSantis.
Yeah,
Doing a
Governor
fact check on
DeSantis. Double.
I think
This
Ron's
comes
his middle
from-
name, right? Yeah, but yeah.
This comes from Sam W on Twitter. I don't know. I'm gonna call him DeSantis, but if I have to use the first name, I'm just gonna go with Ron.
Yeah, Ron
A
DeSantis.
man.
Ronald Dion DeSantis, Will, you're dead on.
I was on. All right. A Florida man, Jordan Mazurek, 28, was first spotted outside the fencing surrounding the governor's mansion in Tallahassee around 6 a.m. Monday morning with his hands encased in 2 barrels filled with concrete. One barrel had written on it, "Stop the massacre," and the other one said, "Free the prisoners now."
What do you mean encased in concrete? Like he had like
Home Depot
cement, like
buckets.
cement that dried in his hands.
Yeah, like Home Depot buckets filled with cement around his fists.
Sort of like the Hulk gloves you can buy, like the
Yeah.
green.
No, it's like what mobsters do when they want to make you sleep with the fishies around your feet, just around his hand.
Right. But instead,
Holy
he was
shit.
doing it as a show of power and revolt against the governor of Florida outside the mansion. He
How
wanted the prisoners
dislocated
free.
were his shoulders?
Yeah, really.
I mean, he stayed there for a long time. We'll get into that.
Yeah, most people write their initials in the cement, you know? Like,
right. Instead, he set his fists inside the cement. Jordan had put 2 PVC pipes horizontally inside of 2 55-gallon plastic drums filled with concrete. So, holy shit, not Home Depot buckets, 55-gallon drums of
that's a hobo fire receptacle. That's like what you can like dissolve a body in is a 55-gallon drum. You can't walk.
Yeah.
There's no way this guy has hands anymore. No. He had to be amputated.
He's got to be 7 feet tall too to get walking around with those things.
He looked like a big boy.
Yeah.
He looked like a big boy.
I think he was sitting Indian style.
Yeah. He looked like a big boy in his mugshot. Okay. Anyhow, the police said he used special carabiners to They said,
Can you imagine the Uber ride? Because he didn't drive himself there. The Uber guy picks him up, and he's got his hands encased in cement. You're gonna have to help me in the car here. We're going to the Capitol.
yeah, I build it.
Calls his ex-wife, honey, I need a ride. I can't really. Just no questions.
No. He had to build it once he got there. Hold on.
Okay.
This is what the Tallahassee police said. They said he used special carabiners to prevent his arms from being forcibly removed, but he could have unclipped himself if he chose. He refused to, so we ended up having to use heavy equipment. It took the firefighters about 2 hours to free him with the use of a jackhammer.
Oh my God!
What is he like? Did he get to the Capitol and hide behind a bush and just sit there while it's set, and then he like emerged?
Yeah, I think so. Or he started like screaming once it's set, you know.
But like that would take like 6 to 12, probably 12 bags of concrete. He's like sitting there unloading.
It couldn't have been full the whole way.
No.
Like it had to be in the 55-gallon drum, but like halfway full or something. I don't know how he did it, but anyhow,
That's incredible.
yeah, he's only facing a misdemeanor charge of resisting an officer, and he got out on $500 bail Monday afternoon. The best part is that Governor DeSantis wasn't even home. He was in Fort Lauderdale doing press conferences for coronavirus.
Oh man,
so.
when you set your hands in concrete, you got to make sure the guy's home, right?
Yeah.
Insult
Got to check
to
the press
injury.
schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah. Despite the setback, charity groups are working all over the state, the Sunshine State, to get inmates freed from jail and prison and help them avoid dying from the coronavirus. And encasing your hands in concrete is probably the coolest thing you can possibly do. Whether it's a protest or anything, it just shouldn't be a crime. They should just cut your hands out and let you keep a little bit of blocks on your hands for like a day or so.
Yeah.
Just because
That's why he only got like a small fine. It's because like it's one of those things where he already kind of did damage to himself.
Yeah, they're
You're
like
right.
Yeah.
This is a great way to like save a marriage too. If she's trying to leave, you encase your hands in concrete, and
That's
she's
a good
gonna
point.
she's gonna be thinking twice.
You're not getting
She's
rid
not
of me.
moving you.
You encase your Jennies.
Yeah.
Divorce this. You know what I mean?
She can't move you off the stoop.
Yeah.
That's for sure. If you encase yourself in concrete right on the front porch, you're staying there.
They let him go though, huh?
Oh man.
They let him. Yeah, I mean, they let him go. Are you worried about this guy? He's just going to do it again at a different courthouse setting.
It's just going to keep escalating. This kind of thing is the beginning of severe escalation.
Yeah, Wes is
what does
worried
it
about this
escalate
guy.
to? What do you? He's like
I don't know.
sculpting something in the parking lot.
His decision making is highly questionable.
You'd have to ask him. Well,
Yeah. I can't get in that mind.
All right. Also, at the Florida State Capitol, a Tampa attorney named Kurt Davis is suing the governor, Ron DeSantis, over both Hillsborough County's safer at home order and the statewide stay-at-home order put in place by the governor and other emergency measures, alleging that they violate a number of rights guaranteed in the Florida and U.S. constitutions. His primary example of these rights, the fitness membership burning a hole in his bank account that he cannot use. So Kurt Davis says, I'm going to sue you, Florida, and end your whole lockdown. I can't use the gym.
there you go. That might be why they're opening up gyms in phase 1, because it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's to avoid these lawsuits. Got it.
Yeah,
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
most gyms are, at least my gym that I never go to is freezing the memberships, so they're not being charged. Because I called them, I was like, I don't want to be.
Kurt
charges.
Davis hasn't even, I guess, checked. He's just
this guy doesn't check for that type of thing.
Right. No.
You're really doing a disservice to yourself not seeing Kurt Davis in the best shape he could be in. It's
Right?
really on you.
Yeah.
Good
It's really
point.
on you, Florida.
That's a really good point.
All right, guys. A 42-year-old Florida man has been absolutely terrorizing the greater Tampa Bay area for the last month. It began with this man violating stay-at-home orders and purposely coughing and sweating on exercise apparatuses in a local park. The man was observed and approached by authorities and asked to leave immediately after being given a simple citation, as that there was limited hard evidence as to whether he was purposely trying to spread COVID-19, which is a close call. Smash cut to a story just breaking. Back on April 7th, this same Florida man was caught in the early stages of a home invasion attempt by the homeowner. The man apparently entered the home of Tampa Bay resident David Kramer in broad daylight, presumably because he knew the front door would be unlocked at that time. Only problem was, homeowner was unexpectedly in the kitchen right inside the front door, confronted the man as soon as he entered the home, stopping the burglar dead in his tracks. Thank God.
Same guy?
Same guy. Yeah. According to the homeowner, the man
repeat
entered.
burglar.
Yeah. And he's also trying to spread corona in these parks. Like,
Mischievous character, yeah.
no, I know. Apparently, the homeowner said the man entered the home and immediately dropped 2 very large duffel bags, most likely to carry out his haul. But when the man noticed Kramer, he definitely played it off like he'd entered the wrong house, saying,
He's like,
Am I in the wrong house?
I brought you some duffel bags.
right, exactly.
Yeah, who's this creep with the duffel bag? What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, guys, apparently this Florida man is an athlete of some sort. You know, I'm not a big sports guy. He plays in the sport of football. His name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. 4 names, so you know he's a psycho. And he recently relocated to Tampa Bay from the Boston area.
You're talking about like 6-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Best football player. of all
Giselle's
time.
husband?
Yeah.
Same guy?
He got
Same, one and the same. So he was bringing his bags into this house. Is it?
So I get the parks thing. He was working out in the parks. I remember that story. What's going on with the home invasion?
Nope. Oh, you got it. It's Tom Brady. He was going to see Byron Leftwich. He was going to see Byron Leftwich, who I guess is
Is it
like
Byron
maybe-
Leftwich's house?
Quarterback
Yeah,
coach.
well, this guy lives next door to Byron Leftwich.
Oh.
So he rolls up, but like also just
this guy again is Tom Brady.
yeah. Oh yeah, Tom
Yeah,
Brady.
yeah, right.
I hear. But yeah, no, he walked into this dude's house because he thought it was Byron's house, and I guess because he was trying to honor social distancing, like he didn't knock. He just walked in, was supposed to grab like a playbook and I guess drop off. I don't know what Brady would have been dropping off in the duffel bags to Leftwich. Seems like
Interesting that Brady's just a straight up go in guy. Does he?
Yeah.
I'd like to know how well he knows Byron Leftwich.
Probably pretty well because they played together. Because Byron Leftwich was a quarterback in the NFL for a while on the Jaguars.
Was he a
and stuff.
backup?
He was on the Jags and stuff. Well, no, I mean, but they're in the same AFC and stuff, and he probably just knew him for years and years and years. But Tom Brady's like a huge prankster. I bet there was some really inappropriate shit in that duffel bag that he was going to fuck with his coach with.
Yeah, straight up a pop in like that. No knock.
He was trying to prank him.
Yeah, he's
Right,
up to something.
I
Yeah.
think he said his claim was he was picking up a playbook, but why are you rolling with 2
no
gigantic
chance.
duffel bags?
No, he was gonna put a bunch of real dolls or something in that guy. And
Also-
he was definitely
also,
trying to fuck
yeah.
with him and got caught.
David Kramer he misplayed this by going to the press. David Kramer should have gotten in on the joke somehow and gotten to be a part of the hilarious gag.
He should have
Tom Brady
asked to
was
see the
pulling
duffel
off.
bags. What's in the duffel bags? What's in the bag? Yeah.
Well, look, guys, David Kramer's got a side hustle as a comedian, and if you want to watch his riveting description of the Tom Brady interaction that apparently lasted no more than 7 seconds for him, it's awesome. There's a 12-minute interview on TMZ.com.
12-minute interview. Oh, good.
Talking about
7
those hot
seconds,
7 seconds.
He really misplayed this. He shouldn't
Yeah, I
have gone to TMZ. That was not the play.
TMZ's got a sports department, apparently. Should have come to Barstool. I was able to find the man's social media profile where he tweeted about the crimes, showing little remorse and seemingly taunting law enforcement and the public. This is from Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. Quote, trespassing in parks, breaking and entering, just making myself at home in Tampa Bay. Yeah, not cool. Misspelled Tampa. T-O-M-P-A.
No, I mean, he's saying he's taking over the city. TB12. And he is.
Tom
Brady.
He better win some fucking games there.
I don't think.
I don't
that's
think it
very
really
funny,
matters if
making
he
it
wins
Tampa
games at all.
Bay.
He's just
He's selling jerseys.
It's a little
Yeah, I
early.
mean-
It's a little early to call it Tampa Bay, though. You know what I mean?
Do you think like the Chiefs fans were really that upset when Montana didn't get him a Super Bowl ring? You know, like I mean,
Yeah, no, I mean, but this is going to be terrible.
they were just happy that,
This-
that he
this-
came.
This is going to be really terrible if things don't turn a corner because Tom Brady is going to be playing to empty stadiums in Tampa Bay, which is just brutal.
They
like
all think that he's going to give them a Super Bowl.
A whole
guarantee-
Super Bowl?
the-
A whole-
Yes. Every person in Tampa Bay thinks that Tom Brady is coming down to give them a Super Bowl. I guarantee it.
Well, they need something, Wes. All right. Anyway, guys, who's taking care of yourself? Who says taking care of yourself needs to be hard? This is brought to you by our sponsor, Caliber CBD. What's great about CBD is that it helps you feel better without making drastic changes to your routine. Caliper puts me at ease at times when I'm most stressed and need to relax, like after a phone call with any medical professional. It comes in a powder form that actually tastes good, way better than those freaky tincture droppers you see hippies use.
I ordered a 30-pack at 1 a.m. last night.
I know, we got the text in the text
Just
chain.
had
That's
to
real
get it.
stuff.
Yeah.
That's not
Needed the
posturing.
re-up.
No,
Yep.
it's coming. It's within 6 hours. They sent an email saying it's on the way.
Yeah.
wow.
Anyway, guys, you can't even taste this
it's on
mix. I like to put it in my Gatorade, get hydrated while I chill out. Precisely 20 milligrams in each packet of Caliber CBD. So you never question how much CBD you're taking. It's surgical like that. Forget the days of accidentally taking too much of an herbal extract via tincture when waking up 2 days later with the power shut off. With Caliper, you always know what you're getting. Rediscover the best self that you can be with a CBD product that's clinically proven to be superior to standard CBD oils. Your body, mostly water, oil and water, don't mix. CBD oil is no different. So that's why you go Caliper. It's clinically proven that you absorb 450% more CBD with Caliber CBD powder compared to tinctures. You don't argue with 450%. It's,
You do not. You
It's
certainly
huge.
do not only is it clinically proven, it's proven by us, people who have tasted both the tinctures and Caliber.
That's
and
right.
There's no comparison.
Yeah, May is going to be the most relaxed, least sore month of my life.
It's going to be great. We're going to get the baby pool out. I don't know how the hell they took it from 100% to
baby
450%. It's like they did a deal with the devil, but it's their soul on the line, and you can just sit back and reap the benefits while they suffer eternal damnation. That's the kind of service you come to expect from Caliper.
Laying it all on the line for you. the
100%,
consumer.
guys. 100%. Anyway, guys, if you want to get in on this, we'll give you 20% off on your first order. All you got to do is use promo code /factor when you go to trycaliper, CALIPER.com/factor. You can try 30 days risk-free. If you don't love it, they'll give you a free refund. That's trycaliper.com/factor. Don't forget that promo code. Get your 20.
I got the 20% off. I used our own code. Hey, guys, a 70-year-old Florida man was knocked out cold after delivering food to needy people at a church. No good deed, right? Right?
Huh?
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Why would
No,
why would
yeah.
anybody knock out an old man delivering
I don't know.
food?
It sounds like Wes at the homeless shelter a little bit, but
What do you
you
mean?
know, like you when you got harassed after delivering
Oh.
food to the
yeah. Yeah, you're right.
no good deed.
Wes has it's your nervous energy, Wes. They can sense it.
That's all you brought.
This made me want to harass.
Yeah,
that.
we harass this guy. We'll get twice as much.
Yeah, he'll be back. Police arrested 64-year-old Bernice Lee McKell for assault. Allegedly, McKell approached the 70-year-old man outside the Opelika Church of God and asked him what he was doing there. He's like, "What are you doing here?" This is probably what he said. It turns out the worst thing that the 70-year-old man could have said was delivering food, because although not officially part of the church allows McKell to use a nearby building to feed the needy himself constantly. So basically, this other guy was stepping on McKell's turf and probably brought over better food right in his face. So he knocked the guy out. Like all it takes is a few comments from the needy. Oh, hang on, guys, hang on. I gotta turn that off. There we go. The voicemail thing was calling. Yeah, all it takes is a few comments from the needy being like, "I like these mashed potatoes a lot better than the ones we usually get." And that's enough to send any man into a rage that is feeding the needy. So that's what happened there.
That's insane.
Yeah.
You never think that delivering food you'd get knocked out.
No, especially after someone asks what you're doing here, and you're like, "Oh, I can easily explain. I'm delivering food for the needy." Pop. But yeah, McKell said he was also angry that no one contacted about him before this guy brought over food for the
Well,
needy.
I mean, he should be lucky he's not in jail, right?
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
It's also hard to contact Mikkel when he has no cell phone or access to internet.
That's what I'm saying. He definitely screams because questions at people.
Or gets so angry that he punches you over donating food.
Yeah,
He's like, this guy just showed up. No one even sent a pigeon or anything.
you know his food's no good, and the other guy just showed his ass up.
Yeah. Well, that'll get you punched in the face.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this one comes from Garrett. Thank you, Garrett. Guys, 25-year-old Brody Fuchs of Tyndall, like most Florida men, is very horny. More horny than 99% of the world's population, in fact. And sometimes when you get that horny, you make bad decisions. You lose your mind, and things go to shit in your life. It happens. Luckily for Brody, his misguided horniness didn't lead him to commit a heinous crime that would land him in jail for the rest of his life. Instead, it led him to a little horny mischief, a prank, if you will, at the expense of a loving couple who noticed that their sex toy stash was periodically missing a few items over a 2-year period.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was
stealing sex toys.
He was stealing sex toys.
Yeah, so they set
Few
up
items like the batteries or like the hand straps or...
everything. So they set up a camera to catch the culprit, and what they discovered was a very nervous and horny Brody sneaking into their house and helping himself to the dildos and vibrators and dick
So
rings.
it's not a family member.
and oils and chains.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he's just, no, not a family member, just a random guy that I guess likes to steal sex toys from people. So, and he knew they had a lot of them. So
Yeah, but how did? Yeah, he must have gone in once and
Because he must
seen the
work
mother
at a
load.
sex. He could have work at a sex toy shop.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know somebody that does.
he could have followed him home.
He's
Oh,
not a
that's-
paper plate guy.
That's an extra layer of creepy. He like sold it to
Yeah,
him.
he surveilled the sex
Yeah.
shop.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm not sure what Brody did with the stolen sex toys, but I bet it's embarrassing.
Pretty sure I know.
Yeah. And
Yeah. What do you? I'll give you one guess as to what he did with them after he got his hands on
Are you
them.
talking about after he took him out of his mouth? What did he do with him?
That was the one guess.
Right.
Yeah, they
I think
definitely
you guys
took
nailed
a
it.
trip inside his body.
Yeah. I think you nailed it.
Anywhere.
Every
Anywhere.
holy hand they were in.
Anywhere it fits.
And when the couple contacted police and the police showed up to the prankster's house, guess what they found? They found a treasure trove of other people's sex toys. It's estimated
God.
it's estimated that Brody stole over $500 worth of sex toys over the course of 2 years, along with other stuff from the house. And I bet they're claiming insurance. Like, hey, honey, I'm filling out the insurance claim. What do you reckon we paid for that big purple dildo? You know, the one with the little round knobs all over it. You say that was like $50? Brody was charged with second-degree burglary and is probably out now because this happened back in May of 2019, and I realized that after I'd written the full story. So thanks, Garrett.
Did he have to be out? Did he have to be? Did he have to be there? Like when the people were walking through, like
What do you-
claiming their items, like
no, I don't know. That'd be
different
hilarious.
couples. Like, oh yeah, those are all ours.
Did he have
Those
to
are
be?
nice.
Well, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted more than anything. They probably denied him that pleasure.
That's definitely what he wanted.
Yeah. So you get.
Can you do perp walks in front of their house?
I should
yeah.
really be here when they come to pick him up. 'Cause I know whose is what.
Oh man, you guys ever been to Tyndall, Florida? It's a bit colder than the rest of the state.
Is that where it's from?
Yeah, Tyndall, South Dakota. Oh.
Nice. so you got one story from May 2019 in South Dakota. That's good work. Good
Yeah.
work. You're really crumbling the Florida man here.
Man,
Very cool, Wes.
Wes.
So you were
Found a
trying
few
to do your
chinks in the armor.
yeah, you were trying to do your honorary
Groundbreaking stuff.
Florida man thing. You were trying to break the mold, and then you just found a story that was like 3 years old.
Hey Wes,
Yeah.
how did researching, since I gave you that story, how did researching for non-Florida man stories go today?
Well, you saw the results.
What's that?
How was it searching for? Yeah, exactly. Not so easy, is it?
Nah, it wasn't that easy. But
No.
I think I can get one a week. If
Well, so
fans-
far, let's try to get it in the same year next time.
yeah. Well, that's Garrett's fault. I'm blaming Garrett for that one, and you for putting it in the notes without checking it.
It was a sabotage.
That's what it was. We're all out to get you.
Yeah,
Garrett,
that's right.
Garrett did DM me afterwards and said that he wanted to shower my DMs with all non-Florida man stories. And he said after 30 minutes looking through 7 states, he couldn't find a single one besides that one from May 2019. So good luck with
Yeah.
that.
Florida man is a phrase.
Yeah.
That's
It's gonna
why
be tough.
Right.
That is why it's a category of show on Hard Factor.
Send them to me, Garrett. I'd appreciate it. But hey, guys, you know what you can buy? You know what can buy you a lot of sex toys?
What?
Winnings and free money. And at predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20, you can get both of those things. Sign up and deposit $20 or more, and we will give you $20 on us. And that's enough for a cock ring. I'm sure of it. You have heard it 1,000 times. What are you? One of those people that it just doesn't? God, I'm fucking blowing this ad. You have heard it 1,000 times. What are you? One of those people that just doesn't do things because they sound so great and everyone else says they are great? You're really showing us enough already. Try it out. Predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20. We promise. The Picks show is coming back, so get started now. Get a feel for the site. Lay down some small bets. Ask us questions. Someone asked about New York primary rates. No clue about that one, but we will know the answer to any other questions you ask.
You see, Cade sent a graphic of us and our characters. Money Marv, Hammer, Big Thicket, and Stakes.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, check it out. It's pretty
Nice.
good.
Watch out.
Perfect.
Yeah, we do need to bring the Pick show back.
Yeah.
So some unfortunate news happened. Apparently, Elizabeth Warren's brother died from coronavirus, which is terrible. But it caused her stock as the VP pick to go up 3 cents today.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
It's
so
morbid, but it makes sense.
right. So it could be the sympathy vote helping her. I don't know.
Did you see that Valerie Jarrett says that Michelle Obama does not want the VP job? Did you see that?
Michelle has, I think, even herself maybe said something, or like you said,
Yeah,
Pat,
Warren's the
has
pick.
made it get back through the channels.
Cuomo said that too. He doesn't want it either. But that shit changes.
We'll see. Biden hopefully picks somebody soon.
Well, yeah, his panel is starting May. He's announcing his panel to find the VP on May 1st, I think he said, or something like that. I don't know. Anyway,
a panel to find one person.
well, he needs a panel for just about everything. To fucking zip his
How's he
fucking
need a
zipper.
panel? There's like 4 legit options. Just pick one.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
hope
there
it's
are
Warren.
a lot of well-known women for him to choose from. I think that he should just.
No, I mean, but like really, like the ones that have like the name draw, like, or is he gonna try to do like a Tim Kaine style where it's like an unknown completely, and then it just doesn't. I don't know.
No, he needs a
He
name
needs
to
a
beat
name
Trump.
power.
Yeah.
Yeah, he can't. There's only a few he can pick from.
I decided to
Mark,
throw.
did you just
I decided to throw. Yeah, thanks for noticing that, Pat. I threw a full roll of paper towels unopened at my cats because one cat was on top of the other cat biting its neck and they were making horrific noises. And I hit the one cat that was on top of the other cat directly in the back of the neck that he was. So it was awesome. And then two cats just went scurrying across the floor. It was pretty
Pete
cool.
is
You
gonna be
busting my
coming
balls
after you.
about the way that I treat cats?
It's a paper towel roll. Come on.
Wow.
All right.
I mean, it's a little rough. A little rough.
All right. Sorry. It was a feather. It was a feather.
Double
Manhandling those cats. All right.
double roll.
All right,
No.
let's move it on. Okay. Let's move it on.
Yeah.
We got to talk about COVID masks, Florida style. This comes to us from Daniel on Twitter. Thank you, Daniel. Brian Wood, the owner of All American Gator Products in Dania Beach, Florida, is crafting different leather masks from the skins of various animals, most notably the Burmese python, a terrible and invasive species to the state.
Whoa.
So
how badass would you look in a Burmese python?
they look cool
mask?
as shit.
Yeah,
No, I'm going to
that's
answer the
intimidating.
question. Yeah, it looks cool.
Can we order some of those?
Yeah, we can.
That pretty much
shit.
that probably cuts the cording process out.
It's
maybe
over.
in half.
Yeah.
Well, Pat, see, there's some technical flaws. Here's what Brian said. People are going to have to cover their faces, and unfortunately, the situation may last longer than we imagine. Some people want to make a fashion statement even during this pandemic, so I want to give them options. And that's Brian Wood. Unfortunately, python skin, though, provides no protection from COVID-19 other than that you're breathing directly into a snake skin all day. So Brian is in the process of designing a mask that allows a filter to be placed maybe between your mouth and that snake skin that's covering your face.
That's a good
That
idea.
It's, actually
So right
functional,
now it's
not-
just to get laid, like Pat was saying.
right. Yep, you called it, Pat.
I mean, if you rolled up with python skin boots, a python mask, and a python jacket, like, I mean, it's fucking over. It's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Well,
want at the bar
You're intrigued.
I don't
is
know.
yours, or the grocery store.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you're going that much python though, that's like that much denim. You know, you're
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she's gonna be sitting there thinking, "What does he know?"
That might be too much python.
That's
Some-
a lot of money, though.
It depends on the lady, I think.
It's a worthwhile investment, Wes.
Yeah, I think so too.
It is. We should get some python masks for sure. But maybe I think I might want one with the filter, so you don't have to breathe directly into a snake skin.
Once he gets that,
I feel
let's do
like
it.
breathing into a snake skin might give you. Well, I won't. I don't want to say that because I don't want to.
A snake skin
idea.
mask screams. I like to have sex with your rear end, lady, not your front. That's what that screams.
Definitely,
It's
cool with
a
eating
motorcycle helmet you can wear all day long.
Oh, it's at some point in the day you're absolutely puking everywhere in public if you wear that thing around.
Just smells like bile.
Yeah, you're just eventually gonna puke.
breathing in that
Yeah.
snake skin air.
Yeah,
Florida's amazing though. Like after the fucking lockdown ends, you're gonna have a bunch of python masked, concrete fisted, Bane looking motherfuckers running around.
Yeah, there's gonna be a gang, like a literal gang of Burmese python masks, which is terrifying.
Exactly. Like at the 4th of July beach parties in Florida are gonna be fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So also like camo, animal prints, snake python skins, anything that makes you tactical or like an operator in any way is coming back in a big way. Like a cargo pocket, you need some Purell, baby, don't you? need some Purell for those hands, don't you? This cargo pocket's got that Purell and more.
Will.
It's gonna be just
What else?
a big group of people puking, wearing a bunch of python everywhere you go.
I'm telling you, cargo pants, python masks, it's gonna be
fucking cargo
crazy.
shorts.
People
All right,
are gonna be
guys.
wearing like also holsters are gonna be just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
People are just gonna be rocking holsters.
That I can get behind. The cargo pant. Feel good story out of Florida. Well, all of our soft assholes have been working from home. All of us soft assholes, not our soft assholes. There's a misread there.
Yeah.
Let me try again. Well, all of us soft assholes have been working from home in our PJs.
Are
for the
you
last 2
saying
months.
that I've got a hard asshole?
Yeah, you were right the first
bro.
time.
Absolutely.
Quilted Northern. By the way, I got my toilet paper. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got it the day after, actually the same day that I wrote a blog bashing Amazon. So thanks, Amazon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, all of us soft assholes have been working from home in our PJs for the last 2 months in an attempt to flatten the curve. 96-year-old Josephine Valenti of Pasadena, Florida, has been putting in the hard yards this whole time, 6 days a week, 10 hours a day, at her job as a liquor store clerk.
Yeah. She's got a hard one. That's for
Pretty
sure.
badass.
She's always busy.
Yep. This great-grandmother, who was born in 1924 during the height of Prohibition, has been trying to make up for America's 13-year-long, quote, noble experiment by slanging liquor for the better part of the last 80 years. Valenti doesn't need the money, and
What a
she
hero.
knows she's... Yeah, I know. She knows she's in the highest risk of complications related to COVID-19, but liquor stores are essential businesses, so every morning she gets her old ass out of bed, straps on her orthopedic shoes and her mask, and she goes to fucking work. I think this is inspiring.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good
I
story.
mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna like? Yeah, I don't know. I was talking about that earlier today. Like, you know, these days people live so long and they stop working so early. A lot of people like design their careers where they're gonna retire by like 55 or whatever. So are you gonna live till 100 and just do nothing?
Yeah. This lady's like the Joe Paterno of liquor, except hopefully with less secrets.
Exactly. This lady's laughing at you
Can't
while you're
stop
bored
working.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Better moral compass, hopefully.
Yeah.
Anyway, according to an interview with the Tampa Bay Times, she repeatedly told reporters, I ain't scared. And what the fuck else you want me to do? People got to get their drink.
Does that
I
how
took
she
a little
talks?
bit of artistic liberty with that second quote. She actually said, what do you want me to do instead? Stay in my house and dust my knickknacks.
There we go.
Which I...
Oh.
Yeah, to that I say good on you.
Even old
Who
lady
the fuck
burning
is
people.
asking her otherwise? Like, who's...
I know.
What an
Seriously.
idiot. Yeah.
They don't make them like they used to, guys. They don't make them like they used to.
That's a death sentence, sending her home to stay in her house.
That's what she's saying. That's what
Yeah.
happened with Joe Pa. Like, some people, like, when they stop working, they
Right.
die.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Right? Okay. My turn?
Or get
Wrap
accused.
turn,
of-
Mark.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap this show up here.
Yep.
You guys want, like we usually do on a Friday, you want to do some 5-star reviews and some voicemails?
Yes.
Sure.
I don't know.
Pat, don't worry this time. There's one. Well, the first one calls you out. Well, the first two call you out. But all right, let's get into it. Let's get into
I
it.
thought you said just
get
don't
into it.
worry.
Yeah, you just
Don't worry
told him
about
not
it.
to worry.
Don't worry about it. All right. Give Me Shelter writes, legitimate question here. Which number of the following is highest? Pat's weight, Pat's IQ times 2, or Pat's credit score? Obviously, credit score.
No, his weight. Oh,
No.
yeah, credit score. Yeah,
Credit score is like in the
seven,
six.
seven. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
probably in
yeah.
the sixes, probably
Yeah.
low sevens.
Yeah. No, totally my credit score.
This next one's from Richard Nixon 69. It says, Hard Factor boys, first off, I would like to say, Pat, I don't hate you since your fake voice is the only one I can distinguish out of the bunch, and I appreciate that. And secondly, if all of you take an IQ test and tell us the results, I promise I will take the phones of all 11 people that I live with and leave a 5-star review with all of them. Keep up the excellent work.
Let's do that for sure.
People want the IQ test.
They sure do. They
We
sure
will
do.
do the IQ test. There's another comment in there.
And a voicemail too.
It's a DM for the Wonderlick.
DM. From
So
Real
my
Bigfoot.
ex-girlfriend actually proctors IQ tests.
Well,
maybe when we get through this thing, we can have her come over and proctor.
We should definitely do one. All right, this one's from Pat Cassidy's Wikipedia editor. It says, great show, miss half hours. Guys, I love the show, but I think you should get back to the 30 minutes. I used to be able to listen every morning through the full show. Now I usually can only get through half. There have been a few days I don't listen because I know I can't finish it. When it's 30 minutes, I always want more, and I think that's even better than a whole hour wanting more. So, okay.
Totally agree. I think next week we're going back.
Yeah, we're gonna try to get it between 30 and 40 minutes total starting Monday. Monday. All right, this one's from Appill3995. Hardworking men. These are all 5 stars, by the way. Thank you, everyone. Barstool has a podcast of 3 individuals. One of them is male, while the other 3 are males. And furthermore, guys, I wouldn't be the least bit surprised to learn that all 4 of them habitually smoke marijuana cigarettes. Reefers. Yeah.
Reefers.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a smoke 2 joint intro there. And then from our friends at Sublime. And then Billy Woo 18 says, Hardo High, 5 stars. Hey guys, huge fan of the show, but I listen to it in a loud environment and struggle hearing you guys sometimes. I don't know if it's how you upload it or what, but other pods like PMT don't have the same issue for me. Thanks for being a great part of my week and keep it up. So he's like, let's assume like in a factory, and he's saying he can't hear it with his headphones. So what's up with that?
We can work on that for you.
Yeah.
We take turns editing the audio, so if you
Are
notice,
some days better, Billy Woo?
yeah,
We also don't have a producer, just a little bit of inside baseball here. We
Right.
do everything ourselves, and we
kind of
rotate.
split it all up after the show.
We are the producers, yeah.
And none of us are technical experts, but we've all kind of dug in and tried to learn our best.
We
so
do pretty good.
So tell us what days are good, what days aren't, and then
we'll
we'll know
work on it,
whose recipe to use for either the audio or the video, because we all have slightly different.
Sometimes people say
styles.
it's too loud, or it's like, well, yeah, we'll work on it for sure.
We can bump. We'll bump it up.
Give us the info. Give us the info we need, and we'll work on it. All right, let's get to some voicemails. All right, okay. I'm gonna unplug you here, so hang on.
Oh, wait, before you get to voicemails, we got one more DM from Real Bigfoot on Instagram.
What's up, boys? It's Zach from Rhode Island, long-time listener, first-time caller, and I just wanted to start off by saying that I don't hate you, Pat. I appreciate your fake radio voice because it's the only one that I can actually distinguish out of a bunch of y'all. And second, after last episode's IQ test talk, I fully support the idea of y'all taking an IQ test and think it would be funny as hell. Keep up the good work and have a great fucking day.
So he wrote the DM.
Shockingly similar to the review.
Oh,
I think
Mark,
you
you really prepared for this, huh?
No, I
knew
know.
what they were?
No, I know what it was. Yeah, I want to do the IQ test. But
That guy's just
that
he's,
guy didn't.
he's diligent.
He didn't mention the 11 people in the households in the voicemail. But I just wanted.
Oh
to
yeah,
get-
but I think it was clearly the
could have
same.
been. Could have been.
Same
Who knows?
wording.
Who knows? Maybe could have
Same
been.
wording.
Could have been the same guy.
Hold
I
on.
don't know. Yeah.
Before you go to the next one, there was another about that same shit.
Okay.
From Real Bigfoot on Instagram, he DMs, listening to the pod right now. Y'all should do a Power Hour Wonderlick exam, one before and then one after, and average the results. And we were thinking that
Now that is something we could do within a week from now, because
Right,
the
yeah,
proctoring
yeah.
of the IQ test we'll do when we can. But we could do
so we could have a
Wonderlick
couple
tests and then
of
get
little
high.
battles of the brains here.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Wes doesn't drink the boozy anymore. Congratulations to Wes. So maybe as a control,
we could standardize.
We
We
could
could do it
all
different.
do the Wonderlick test, and maybe all
different.
get high or something like that, and then take the Wonderlick test. 20 minutes.
Regardless, we can get into these little cranium.
I'd like to do that
challenges.
next Friday if that's cool with you guys. That sounds like fun.
I'm down with Wonderlick
Could be done.
and
Yeah.
IQs.
Yeah, a Wonderlick for sure. We'll do the IQ for sure too, but Wonderlick we should get the quarantine thing going. All right, next one.
Yep.
What's up, boys? This is Cole from Philly calling again. I'm reaching you today on a kind of beautiful West Philly afternoon. Anyway, I had a question for you guys as well as any of the listeners. I was laid off, furloughed from my job about 6 weeks ago, and ever since I've been on quarantine, not gonna lie, I've been stoned pretty much every day. I'm about a year out of college. I smoked a lot in school, but when I came out, I figured it would get in the way of jobs, so I kind of stopped. But, being locked in your house for a while, what the fuck else are you going to do? So, my question for you guys, as well as anyone else listening, is, as someone who would definitely piss positive right now with, everything, all the restrictions and everything lightening up, if I want to keep this habit, and I feel better doing it, what the fuck do I do as far as getting a new job or finding an employer that's 420 friendly? I was not making great money, but I was making solid money for my age.
Interesting
Okay.
question.
Cut him off there because he goes on for another minute, but that's the gist of it. He wants to know.
Okay, yeah, you want to know about what careers to go for.
He thinks
don't get into oil or anything like that where you got to take a drug test all the time.
Specifically, though, he wants to know he thinks that he's going to get unfurloughed and that this company is going to drug test him, even though he was working for them before. So he wants to know, should he leave this company? Is one specific question, and should he be more focused on companies that in careers that don't drug test?
It's going to be easier for him down the line as more states legalize, but I think the main thing to keep in mind is a lot of companies have a drug policy in place because they have to for insurance purposes, and they really don't give a shit of whether you're on drugs or not. If that is the case, buy the fake dick.
It depends on the company.
Let me just say that unless he works in heavy machinery or something like that, if this particular company furloughs you and then drug tests you when you come back, yes, you should not be working for that company. That's
Agree, but
number one.
What I'm saying
first and foremost, you shouldn't be working for that company if
with
they're gonna
no warning. Yeah, that would not
if you
be
were
good.
working for them previously, then they furloughed you. Then they just randomly drug test you. Unless you're some sort of government contractor that has or operates heavy machinery, then fuck that place.
Yeah, and also the drug testing stuff, definitely don't it's not something I would center as your main thing on your career path. Does this career path drug test or not? You should do what you're interested in.
Right.
And then if you happen to like to do certain things, you might be able to figure out how to make that fit in your lifestyle. You might not.
Most big companies aren't drug testing these days.
Yeah, right. But there's also a way to beat it. Figure out what it is. Like a lot of times for a drug test, you'll go to LabCorp, which is just a general testing facility that people hire out. They're not going to look at your dick at LabCorp. So just bring fake piss and put it in LabCorp. That's what I'm saying. It's if they really want to bust you, when you're on probation, you take a pee test, they're looking at your dick.
From life experience, I'm telling you, if this company furloughed you and they want to drug test you, they're not a good company. You shouldn't be working for them. All right, before we get to the last one, on Tuesday, I think we were having an issue with the Google voicemail because we got a voicemail from Derek. We got two. One where Derek kind of hear him, and then later couldn't hear him. But the first one, he didn't finish his question, so he called back in, and that's when this started happening. Couldn't hear his call back in. So, Derek, we don't know what you were asking. And then, unfortunately, also, the Dutch Hammer called back in and left a 2-minute voicemail, and I could barely make it out as well on Tuesday. He said something about having 4 back surgeries and then medical marijuana again, and then that was all I could make out. So we couldn't hear what you said, Dutch Hammer, so call back in. The situation fixed itself, because those were the only voicemails on Tuesday, and Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they all worked. So call back in, fellas. All right, last one.
Hey, Art Factor boys. It is Jay Pigs in Colorado. Can't wait to see the boat race video coming up. Team Mark whooping ass. Just wanted to say thank you guys for all the good mornings. You guys are the men. You guys are awesome. And I wanted to know, how is it that you all ended up, or at least 3 of you ended up in Texas, after you were raised and went to high school in Virginia? How'd you guys pull this off, having a career together with your best friends of 20 years? Thank you guys. Have a good day.
Okay, so yeah, Team Mark did do pretty good in that boat race.
I knew we couldn't keep the results under wraps forever.
Yeah, but we've kind of addressed this before, but who wants to field this one? And by the way, Will was in Texas for like 8 years. He moved with us.
Yeah, and so was PFT.
So was
that
PFT,
was like
yep.
that we all did sketch comedy together around college time and after college time, and we all moved at first to Charlottesville, Virginia, and then we were doing sketch comedy there, and then we wanted to go to a bigger city, and we all chose Austin, Texas, and then we went down there.
Yeah,
and we're doing sketch comedy there.
We were all friends, high school and before, and then Wes was a couple years older and went to the same. It was in the same town, went to the same high school with us, and was good friends with one of our good friends in our grade, his older brother. So we would hang out with him at parties sometimes. So we didn't really know him, but we knew he did camera work. So when we did the sketch comedy and all this stuff, we were like, "Hey, Wes, we've been friendly before. You wanna team up with us and be more friendly?" And then right out of college, that's kind of how that happened. And yeah,
all we knew about Wes was that someone had scratched the F word into his car's door, and we were like, they're probably not right.
This guy fucks. You know what I mean? We're like, this guy fucks.
Yeah, and it was hilarious because he had didn't you have like a duct tape over it at one point?
I did. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. I always thought that was really funny.
Long story short,
somebody's got a duct tape on his door.
There was a lot of coke involved in that
When we
story.
run into people, a lot of times they're weirded out by the fact that we still have the same friends since we're children, but I guess we're just codependent and we love each other and we hate working. And our favorite thing to do has always been like having a good laugh. So we've just tried our damnedest to figure out how to. Well, you know what I mean. Bullshit jobs.
It's cool. It's cool to work with your friends for sure.
Yeah,
it is unusual.
It is very unusual.
And we're fortunate to have the job we have right now for sure. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor. Give your friends a FaceTime or Zoom today. If you have any money, please buy one of our shirts, like the Lockdown Turn Up shirt or the Free Joe Exotic shirt. Did you guys see the Twisted Tea stuff? Am I allowed to talk about this a little bit? They took...
yeah, what happened? I mean, they're using the same hashtag.
They're using the same fucking slogan as us, Lockdown Turn Up. And we kind of we're like, yo, that's our slogan too.
Excuse me?
And they were like, well, we can collab. You guys want to collab? And I know no free shout outs, but I think they definitely were sponsored Barstool. They still might be, right? Because wasn't like Kate doing Twisted Tea videos? Like, I'm pretty sure they're...
I think so. But I also know, Mark, that we have common law trademark rights on that motherfucker.
No, if they're a Barstool sponsor, then we're in cahoots. We're in cahoots with them anyways. Let's just team up with Twisted Tea. Sounds like two awesome groups forming a even more awesome lockdown and turn up time for everyone.
I sent an email to the person that responded to us, and I'm waiting on a response from her. About the collaboration.
Maybe they can sponsor our Wonderlic test.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Drunk on
by the way,
Twisted Tea.
before we close out on that last question, I'm just going to say one thing. You listeners can figure it out. Who do you know here? Sorry, Mark, you were saying.
Okay. Yeah, and what I was saying is I want all of you to lock down and turn up this weekend and have a great fucking day.